Coming up tonight on WFCN News, it is primary election day in Illinois, and we have a look at live updates on results from statewide and local races coming up. Also tonight, breaking information regarding 2 death investigations in the community of Cesar. Plus, members of the IBEW Local 702 picketed today outside of the future FedEx Distribution Center in Marion. More information on the reason for the picket coming up. Those are the stories we're following on this Tuesday, June 28, 2022. This is WFCN News Tonight. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Aaron Price. We have a lot of news to get to this evening as we take a live look at the Marion Tower Square tonight, as temperatures will be dipping down into the 60s overnight. We'll have a closer look at your forecast coming up. But first, breaking now, Illinois State Senator Darren Bailey is projected as the winner of the Illinois Republican primary for governor. As expected, current Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker has won the Democratic primary in a landslide this evening. This means that Darren Bailey will be running against Pritzker for the November 2022 election. The senator has become well known all throughout the state of Illinois for his lawsuits against the current governor and fighting to end COVID-19 mandates throughout the state. We'll have more on his reaction to the victory coming up. In other important races this evening, we are able to project that Patrick Windhorst will be your Republican primary winner for the 117th District in the Illinois House of Representatives. We are also able to project this evening that Paul Jacobs will be the Republican primary winner for the 118th House District. In other races tonight, we are able to project that Homer Markle will be the Democratic challenger to current Illinois Congressman Mike Bost in the 12th Congressional District this November. In other statewide politics, Thomas DeVore is projected to be the Republican primary winner for Illinois Attorney General. In the Republican primary for Secretary of State, we can project that Dan Brady will be the challenger to the Democratic primary winner this evening, Alexi Ganialas. In the Republican primary for U.S. Senate, we can project that Kathy Salvi will be coming out on top. In other local races this evening, we are projecting that Republican candidate for Franklin County Sheriff Kyle Bacon has won the primary election. Also tonight in Williamson County, Jim Razor has won the Republican primary for Williamson County Commissioner, and Ashley Gott has won the primary for Williamson County Treasurer. And you can view all of these election results anytime at our website. That's at WFCNnews.com. We're still updating them all throughout the evening, and we will have continuing coverage of tonight's primary election later on in this broadcast and again online at WFCNnews.com. You can click on the primary election results tab for more information. In other news tonight, the Cesar Police Department and Illinois State Police are currently conducting a death investigation after a couple were recently pronounced deceased this morning. According to a news release from the Cesar Police Department, at approximately 9:02 a.m. this morning, officers were dispatched to 806 South Locust Street in Cesar in reference to a dropped call. Officers responded to find one deceased female, identified as Phyllis Miller, 86 years old, and her husband James Miller, 86 years old, who appears to have suffered from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Miller was flown from the scene to a St. Louis hospital, where he later died of his injuries. The Franklin County Sheriff's Office, Cesar Police Department, and Illinois State Police are continuing the investigation. Also in Franklin County, crews responded to a house fire this afternoon. It occurred along Illinois State Highway 37, just south of the West Frankfort city limits. Multiple fire crews were on scene this afternoon after a box alarm was struck for the incident. One lane of the highway was shut down for a brief time. At this time, no injuries have been reported, and the cause of the fire is under investigation. Members of the IBEW Local 702 were outside of the future FedEx Distribution Center in Marion this morning. WFCN News was provided with the following statement regarding the picket. It said, quote, IBEW Local 702 is notifying the public that Gaylor Electric pays its workers wages and benefits that are less than the wages and benefits that are standard for this area. They are using workers from out of the state to perform the work on this site. There are highly skilled men and women right here in our area that are unemployed and looking for jobs. When companies like Gaylor Electric and others on this site bring in a workforce from out of state, it takes away jobs from local unemployed skilled tradesmen and women who live here, work here, pay taxes here, raise their children here, and shop here. Using a local workforce keeps the money from this project in our local economy and helps the entire community. Now, the labor union held this picket all throughout the afternoon hours throughout the future facility. And a local manufacturing facility was evacuated for a brief time this morning following a small fire. Crews from the West Frankfort Fire Department responded to Crown Line boats this morning for a reported ventilation fire. Now, the entire building was evacuated as a precaution due to that fire. No injuries were reported, and employees were soon able to return to work once crews cleared the scene. Continuing coverage of abortion rights this evening, Planned Parenthood of Illinois says they are already seeing a record increase of patients seeking abortions after Roe v. Wade was overturned. One of those locations is in Fairview Heights, Illinois, located just outside of